Show is about to begin. Are you ready, Mike?
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey podcast. Please remember to subscribe. Mikey is the best medicine that anyone can prescribe. So whether you stand up or sit down to pee, the Planet Mikey podcast is the place to be.
That sounded more like American Bandstand than I ever remembered it.
You know, that will crush Vince Popolopupolo's ego if you said that to him.
And I like how he mentions that you should subscribe to the podcast. The video portion, at least, I think we need about 89 more subscribers to get to that next level of financial tierdom. Smitty, you know, we could be wearing new T-shirts next week if we play our cards right.
I know. I noticed you're wearing that one again.
No, this one's a new one actually. Who makes this one?
What's it say? Izod?
Oh, Izod. Uzod, Izod. Does it matter?
That's good stuff, though.
I've been thinking a lot about deep thoughts. I got a lot of deep thoughts today. This is going to be a very interesting podcast. Bill Smith, the world's greatest producer, on the other side of the glass, as we used to say in radio. On the other side of the glass. And we're brought to you by My Grandma's Coffee Cake, the greatest gift you can give somebody who likes to eat good stuff. And you go to 1-800-8-GRANDMA, or you go to mygrandma.com. You know, I've been eating a lot of Mexican food lately.
Oh.
I don't know if you've noticed.
Does my grandma make a Mexican cake? No.
You don't even have to have your eyes open to notice. Mexican food, I love it, first of all. I absolutely love it, but I'm eating so much of it lately. I think, is that why I'm getting shorter?
Yeah. Yeah, see, your body's becoming more compact.
More Mexican. I mean, honestly, if you eat enough Mexican food, what's to keep you from getting shorter like the good, nice, sweet, kind, short people of Mexico? How about that song, Randy Newman, Short People? Remember that?
I don't know any Mexicans that are short.
Remember when Hervé Villechaize threw something at him at an awards dinner for that?
No.
Yeah, Hervé Villechaize.
You talk about short people, it's not right.
That guy had a short temper, too.
He did, yeah.
Didn't he?
He was born angry.
I was listening to the radio. You know, I do that. Even though I don't work in the radio industry anymore.
Yeah.
I still listen to some of them sometimes until I get to the point where I go, I can't listen to this shit.
What causes you to do that?
You know, there's a lot of things that can trigger that with me. A lot of that. But I don't want to get too specific because then the people who might listen to this podcast that might still be employed in radio might start not liking me.
It would hurt their feelings.
And all I care about is that people like me, Smitty.
I hear you.
I don't hear you. Oh,
pay no attention to that sound.
there you are.
That was the trouble is in your set.
You were hooking up your microphone
I
again.
just banged into it. I'm
Rehooking.
sorry. I know.
So I'm listening to the radio and I hear Ohio. They talk about they're having a press conference, the DOJ, about the fraud that's going on in Ohio. See, it's not just the blue states.
Yeah.
Because Ohio's a red state. But it's the cities that are causing this fraud. They're going into detail of $50 million stolen, and they're busting everybody. They're telling them, we're going to come after you. We're going to jail you after we try you and put you in prison for fraud. This one lady, I guess, broke the all-time record for fraud. Like, you know, she alone billed like $15 million to the Ohio healthcare system for services that were never rendered. She didn't even give him a reach around. Nothing. She just stole the money. And then the guy Dr. Oz got up there, and he's really smart guy.
Yeah. Yep.
He got up there, and he's talking about how the bulk of this fraud is coming from the Somali communities in Ohio, in and around the cities.
But they tell us that's not true.
I mean, that's racist. No, it's Somalian people stealing like they did in Minnesota, like they doing in Lewiston, Maine. This is it's an epidemic. And in Somalia, the first thing you learn after you learn your ABCs, if you learn your ABCs, is how to steal. That they have all pirates living there. And we know that. You've seen the movies. You've heard the stories. So Ohio's, God bless them, they're going after it big time because Ohio's a very honest, I think the people that are in rural Ohio are all very all-American, farmer, going to church type people. They're very honest people.
They're closer to nature and they know how things work. And
They
you don't fuck with nature, even human nature.
No. And every time you get a city involved, then geez, we got to watch out. There's 288 of these healthcare operations in one neighborhood. And each one of them is a rundown warehouse, empty building where they're just sending the checks to. And then where do the checks go? They go back to Al-Shabaab in Somalia. It's just stupid. Anyway, so good for Ohio. New York, on the other hand, has Kathy Hochul as their governor, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she's changing the law to be more like Connecticut and Massachusetts. Instead of calling people fathers and mothers, calling them gestating persons with, this technical jargon for what has always been known as a mother and a father. Hello. That's because sometimes people have, what they do when someone else has your baby. What's that called?
A surrogate?
Surrogation cases, and and same-sex couples. They're covering their ass on people. Just do call it what it is, okay? And then let the other people adjust. Good God.
Wow, Mike.
It's so stupid. They're passing a bill so that in all government documents, instead of calling a father, it's a gestation parent something. I don't know.
I always ask myself, who benefits from any of these policies? God. Who's the one that's picking up the reward?
It's unbelievable. So you're thinking I don't look like I'm shorter now from all that Mexican food?
No, you look good. You look rather ruggedly handsome.
Because I love Mexican food. And people say, even Taco Bell. Yes. When I go to Taco Bell, I know just what I'm going to get, and I know how much sour cream I want on it. And if they refuse to give me extra sour cream, I throw it back in their face.
What is
at the drive-through?
What is the one thing about the Mexican food that keeps you coming back?
It's just good, man. It's good. I like the beans, and I like the beef, and the cheese, and the lettuce, and everything about. When I go to Taco Bell, I get the taco supreme, or a burrito supreme because it's loaded with sour. I mean, that's my weakness.
When you go to a Mexican restaurant, how hot is the salsa?
Well, I'm not really into the hot. I like to taste the actual food. When you put too much of that junk on there to make it spicy hot, that's all you taste. Personally, my wife likes to add the spicy salsa, but not me so much. In fact, she rubs it in my hair late at night so that my head is spicy. So I've been thinking about death.
Yes, Mike.
Don't know why. But before I do this, I got a whole thing about death, okay? Because the inevitability of death and the personal mortality of the individual is always a consideration when you get to be my age.
Yes.
Which is, I know I only look 40, but I'm a hell of a lot older than that, okay? For those of you listening at home.
More days behind you than before you. You're lucky you didn't
Way
wake
more.
up dead. Yeah.
Way more.
Right.
But I was thinking, for some reason, I thought something came up on my screen about Lorne Greene, who was voted the second most popular TV father back in the 90s of all time. Lorne Greene. Now, you know what he's famous for, of course, right? Ben Cartwright.
Ben Cartwright. I think it was the first color TV show that NBC had.
Yes, it was the first. Yes.
Bonanza.
Lorne Greene was the dad. He had little Joe, was his son, Michael Landon, and he had Pernell Roberts as Adam Cartwright, and, of course, Hoss, who died at an early age, Big Ben, Dan Blocker. Those were his three sons. And did you know this little tidbit about, and I know you don't, so I'm going to just spring it on you.
Let's hear it, Mike.
Lorne Greene, as a radio production guy, you're going to like this. Lorne Greene invented the stopwatch that counts down to zero. Instead of starting it and then watching it count up to a certain number, he invented a stopwatch because he had a broadcasting school in the 50s.
Yeah.
And he was a, smart guy. He has the patent on this original stopwatch that counts, like you say, I need 60 seconds here. You set it for 60 and it counts down to zero so you know when to shut the fuck up. Right?
Yes.
And how many times have you used that countdown clock?
It's a
Millions
staple.
of times.
Yeah.
He owns the patent on it. Now, he's been dead since 1987, Lorne Greene, and, of course, he did have a hairpiece. But those are about the two things that I can think of that would be bad about the guy. He died at the age of 72 in 1987, and he was of Russian Jewish immigrant background, and he's Canadian. He's in like the Canadian Hall of Fame because people don't know. The guy on the Ponderosa, Ben Cartwright, wasn't even an American. He was a Canadian.
Wasn't he also a singer?
Well, he had one song that was it wasn't even. The song was called Ringo.
That's right.
The Legend of Ringo.
It's a narration.
Because he had this big voice. Oh, wait, I got it.
Break
It's a
something
spider.
like-
No, it's a spider.
A spider.
An itsy bitsy spider.
Are you sure?
It was trying to crawl up my water spout.
You know, it's that time of year when the stink bugs sneak in. Yeah.
No, it's a spout. I'll show it to you. I got the corpse right over here.
All right.
So, Lauren, back to Lauren Green for just one more second here.
Yes, sir.
His real name wasn't Lauren. His parents were Jewish. His mother used to call him Chaim. Oh. And then on one of his school documents, they found his name was Hyman. Hyman.
Yep.
And then he lost the Hyman like a young virgin would. There was no more Hyman. And he went to Lorne Green, and he added the E to the end of Green, you know, for reasons to, I guess, cover up his background. Wait, this is back in the 50s. He was an actor. He was known as the Voice of Canada. He was on the Canadian radio nationally as the guy doing the news every night. The Voice of Canada. And he had a good voice.
Yeah.
He was also, if you saw Roots, Alex Haley's epic Roots,
Yep.
he was the first master of Kunta Kinte.
He was?
He played that part, yes. So now you know pretty much everything you're ever going to give a rat's ass about Lorne Green. And I just made these notes because I thought people were like, oh, yeah, I remember him. You know. Who was your favorite of his sons, by the way? Mine was Haas.
Well, I liked Haas. I liked Little Joe.
You did?
Yeah, I thought Parnell.
What a head of
Roberts-
hair Michael Landon had, huh?
Yeah, I like when he had those sad eyes. He's always crying.
What a head of hair on the guy, though. I mean, he had like the greatest head of hair in TV history, didn't he? He was like a lion with its mane, you know.
You know, the pride of Dr. Leonard.
Right. So anyway, enough about Lorne Green, okay? Now I got to talk about death. Don't get down on this segment because death and taxes, right? You know, the two things they say we're always going to be there, Smitty?
Yeah.
Death and taxes.
That's right.
And as Will Rogers said, the only difference between death and taxes is that you know that death doesn't get worse every time Congress meets. Good old Will Rogers. So I have a list of the most important 20th century deaths, okay? Because you and I were both alive in the 20th century, right?
All right.
I'm going to skip Rasputin because I don't give a shit about that guy. I really don't. The Lindbergh baby. That was a momentous worldwide tragedy. The death of Charles Lindbergh's child at the hands of kidnappers, right?
Yep, that was giant. Big story.
Marilyn Monroe, 1962, I think that was. Marilyn Monroe, starlet, famous icon, forever and ever. She'll live in eternity, and her estate has got to be better, way better off than she ever was. You know, supposedly, you know, she banged a couple of Kennedy brothers, Frank Sinatra and Joe DiMaggio, and then a few other people. But anyway, it's Marilyn Monroe. Her death was huge, and I was like 8 years old or something like that, and I remember it vividly. Malcolm X, you know how he died?
No.
Malcolm X was shot at close range while giving a speaking engagement. How about John Lennon? Where were you when John Lennon got shot? December 1980.
On my way to work, I was doing the morning show, and I was driving through Brookline. There was a small newspaper place that was open really early. So I went in to grab the paper like I always did. Mm-hmm. And it was Did you
pay for it?
I didn't want to listen to the radio or anything. I just grabbed the paper and I saw the headline. I thought, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching Monday Night Football that's when the announcement came down. Next morning, I had to do a radio show at WCCC, and it was just like the weirdest, craziest radio show ever because everybody who called, they were crying and they were freaking out because they had just woke up. She just woke up and hear the news. John Lennon was dead.
Yep.
Awful. But a huge event. Martin Luther King.
Another one.
Yep, that was April 1968. I was 14 years old, and that was unbelievable. That In fact, 68 and 69. 68 also had Robert F. Kennedy.
Yep.
Was assassinated 2 months after Martin Luther King. In 1969, the Manson family murders. Now, that wasn't just one person. That was a group event, and the summer of 69, and that freaked out the whole country because it invaded the sacrosanct area of Hollywood and the psychological, deviance of the hippies. The hippies on acid, with knives, guns, and shit. That was terrible. Princess Diana.
Stop the world.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Car accident. The media was chasing her around, and they died in that tunnel in France, right?
Notice they kill the people we love.
I know. Of course, JFK. I was only 9 when that happened. But, they stopped school and everything. And so it automatically became a big event, even to a little kid.
Yep.
Because they stopped school for it. It made an announcement and sent everybody home. And, and then you spent 3-4 days watching television, black and white TVs, and trying to figure out what's going on. I did figure out who's responsible for that assassination. And if anybody wants to talk about that, give me a shout. Let's see. How about the biggest one of all, really? The killing that started World War I. Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Wow.
Yeah, that goes way back, 1914. That started a world war.
Changed the world. Yep.
So those are the 10 impactful deaths in the 20th century, according to some website I was on. What I do late at night, Smitty, is I go to the websites.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at them. I say, "Oh, look at this!
Like Grant Plattner.
Look at it."
You go in the porta potty.
What a dink. They say that if he ever gets elected governor, he'll continue to have a lot of pull in the state of Maine. But a porta potty, come on, this guy's creepy, man. He's a Nazi. I mean, all the people on the left, I think even Liz Warren's given up on her endorsement for him. Even Liz Warren, they're saying, this guy, I don't know if I should keep supporting this guy because everything keeps coming out about the guy. Oh, he did this, he did that, he's an asshole.
It's funny, they called Trump a Nazi over and over and over again.
And they want to elect one.
And now they're getting behind one. It's just help me make it make sense, Mike.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know. Meanwhile, I was looking at the assassinations, and there have been. I've lived through many assassinations in my life.
Yeah.
You know what the weird thing about the word assassination? It's ass. That's how when you're spelling it. I just typed it this morning.
Yeah.
Ass. So your first two. When I was 8, I would have really laughed at that. Assassinate.
Yep.
And who made that word up? Right?
I don't know.
Some asshole. So I'm looking through the presidential assassinations. Of course, there was JFK. We all know Lincoln, Ford's Theater,
Yep.
Washington, D.C., John Wilkes Booth, Garfield, shot. He didn't die right away. He died a little bit thereafter. McKinley. They stepped up. One guy stepped up and shot Teddy Roosevelt, but you know what he had in his pocket? His folded up speech and a glasses case.
Wow, that's what stopped
And
the
that's what kept him from dying. But he got shot up close, and he finished his speech.
Jesus.
I mean, you want to talk about a ballsy son of a bitch. Teddy Roosevelt said, oh, yeah, he shot me, but let me just continue what I was saying.
And in conclusion,
Oh, my God. Now, there have been threats with, again, the Malcolm X and MLK, RFK thing all kind of happened in the same period of time. Twice they tried to kill Gerald Ford. Squeaky Fromm, one of the Manson family members, and then that other lady, what's her name?
Winkle.
They shot at him. Gerald Ford, he got lucky. They shot at the Pope. They shot at Ronald Reagan,
Yep.
John Hinckley. There have been all these assassination attempts over a long period of time. There were threats for George Bush, the first one, Clinton, Obama. They've all had threats, but the ones that got actually shot at, stand out, and especially when now you think about Donald Trump. Now, I've never seen anything politically in my life that was so polarizing as Donald Trump. The people who hate him don't hate him like they used to hate the left or the right side of the presidential ticket. Democrat, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. No, it's vitriol. It's actual hatred for Trump. They want him dead.
Yep.
And here's how I know. I put together a list.
When you say they, you're not talking
They.
about Republicans.
No,
right?
well, I don't even think most clear-thinking independents want him dead. But on the other hand, the people in the Democratic Party, that you've heard politicians saying we got to eliminate Tom. Well, that's code. That's code. And then you get the nutballs, and here's what happens. In June of 2016, a guy named Michael Stephen Sanford, 20-year-old guy, citizen of the UK, attempted to draw an officer's pistol during a Vegas rally to fire at Trump. He was released 11 months imprisonment later. That's June 2016. He was running for president for the first time, and they're already trying to kill him.
And he only got 11 months for doing this?
11 months. He didn't get the gun out of the guy's holster, or else he could have been famous. September 6, 2017, a year later or so, Gregory Lee Lingang, a 42-year-old. Oh, do we have a picture of that first guy? This is the 20-year-old guy right here.
I think we do. Stand by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'll move along to the next guy. Gregory Lee Lingang, a 42. There's the first guy. That's right. He couldn't get the gun out of the holster. Look at him.
It's always in the eyes.
I bet you right now he still can't get his gun out of his holster. September 6, 2017, Gregory Lee Lingang, a 42-year-old man, attempted to assassinate Trump in Bismarck, North Dakota, while Trump was visiting the state to rally public support.
Is that this guy?
No, he not yet. Now save that guy. I'm gonna get to him.
Okay.
Lingang was. What he did was, this is really unbelievable. Lingang stole a forklift from an oil refinery, drove it toward the presidential motorcade. After the forklift became jammed within the refinery, he fled on foot. He was arrested by the police. While interviewed in detention, he admitted his intent to murder the president by flipping the presidential limo with his forklift.
Oh, man.
They'll go to any degree of excess. With the stolen forklift, he was going to do that. The authorities said, "What?" They thought he was just stealing the vehicle to go, work on a farm
He
somewhere.
sat around
No.
he dreamed up that plan. He thought this is great.
I'm going to flip his damn limo. Now, November 2017, a man affiliated with the Islamic State, whose name was not revealed, was arrested by the Philippine police in Manila for planning to assassinate Trump during a summit. And the week prior to the failed killing, the Secret Service suspected a planned assault because of the presence of the Islamic State in the Philippines and because of threats by many people against the president on social media. They discovered it, they tracked him down, and I think that's the picture of the guy with the machine guns. Now, if the last assassination attempt had that gun, he might have actually been successful.
Jesus, look at this
Unbelievable. You say, okay, so now you know Trump has at least 3 enemies, right? October 1st, 2018. This is in his first term. An envelope laced with ricin was sent to Trump before being discovered by the mailing facilities. They had several other letters that went to the Pentagon with the label on the front said Jack and Missile Bean stock powder, but it was ricin, of course, which would poison you. 2 days later, Logan, a Utah resident and Utah Navy veteran, Smitty,
there you go.
named William Clyde Allen, arrested and charged with the account of mailing a threat against the President of the United States. September 2020, now he's going to run for president again.
Yep.
Right, and lose.
Okay.
Letters containing the poison ricin addressed to Donald Trump, intercepted by the Secret Service before delivery to the White House. A Canadian woman, Pascale Ferrier, had sent the letters from Canada and was subsequently arrested while attempting to cross the border into the U.S. possessing a firearm and ammunition. Sentenced to 22 years in prison.
Smart people, huh?
She described herself as a peaceful activist, claiming, quote, "The only regret I have is that it didn't work and I couldn't stop Trump." She's Canadian. Oh, God. October 2022, it was reported that Barry Croft Jr., a Bear, Delaware man who was arrested for his involvement in the kidnap plot against Gretchen Whitmer, included Trump in a list of politicians he wanted to kill by hanging. In December 22, he got 19 years in prison. July 12th, 2024, a Pakistani man named Asif Merchant reported to be an agent of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, was arrested for a plot to kill Trump at a rally. Spokesperson for the National Security Council said the plot was believed to be in revenge for the Soleimani assassination.
Oh, yeah.
He was arrested in Houston on July 12th before attempting to leave the United States. He was found guilty of murder for hire and terrorism-related charges, facing a potential life sentence. I'm sure it's still under appeal, Smitty. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
July 19th. Now, this list is endless. July 19th, 2024. A 68-year-old man named Michael Martin Wiseman of Palm Beach, Florida, was arrested for threatening to kill Trump alongside his running mate, J.D. Vance. He said this on Facebook. That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put it on Facebook. No one's going to see that. Wiseman also threatened the lives of their families, particularly to sexually assault their daughters. Okay, so this was a real creep. Wiseman was found guilty by reason of insanity and opted into a pretrial diversion program. Oh, well, that's tough. September 15th, 2024. Now, this one, you got a picture of this guy. Remember the golf course guy who sat in the golf course in the woods for hours and hours and hours knowing Trump was going to play because Trump owned the course, right?
Yeah, yeah.
His name was Ryan Wesley Routh, and he's a roofer. He's a roofer named Routh. And he's also was a Ukraine activist, and we got a picture of him with when they were arresting him, I think.
That's him.
There he is. Good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He's
Man
got
boobs.
great abs.
Yeah.
He's got kind of A-cups going there, too, underneath that
It
shirt.
looks like a smiling face.
He was spotted. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina, spotted holding an SKS-style rifle on a golf course belonging to Trump in West Palm Beach after 12 hours
Yeah.
of hiding in the shrubbery. He had his weapon pointed through the fence on the golf course 300 yards away from Trump. Secret Service agent noticed this and fired 4 rounds toward Routh, and after a short police chase, he was stopped and arrested, and he sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
There you go.
Because he was so serious, he'd go to the golf course over this. Now, September 2024. I mean, I'm telling you, if I'm Trump, I don't sleep well at night, right? According to a criminal complaint by the Justice Department, an Iranian official had ordered agents in the U.S. to formulate a plan to kill Trump before the election. This is a couple months before the election in 2024, right? The agents include 51-year-old Farjad Shakeri and some other dude from Brooklyn, one guy from Staten Island charged with murder for hire, conspiracy, and blah, blah, blah. Now we forward to 2025, February 11th. 17-year-old Nikita Kasap, a Moldovan native and a follower of the Order of Nine Angels. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, no. Not them again.
Well, here's what he did. He shot and killed his mother, 35 years old, and his stepfather, 51-year-old guy, in where was it? Oh, Wisconsin. He was accused of living with their corpses for 2 weeks before he went on his murderous. He was arrested on February 28th, driving his stepfather's car in Kansas, 800 miles away. So he killed his stepfather and his mother. He was accused of plotting to assassinate President Trump in order to, quote, instigate a race war and sow chaos.
That's what Charlie Manson wanted to do.
He killed his parents so he could acquire their money to fund his plot to kill Trump. So the price of this plot to kill Trump was killing his parents and taking their money. Prison for life. Now, April 11th, 2025, Sean Momper was arrested by the FBI for posting multiple threats to assassinate Trump. He posted them on social media. Since Trump took office in 2025, Monfer had bought several guns and ammunition, preparing to commit a mass shooting. He was living, ironically, in Butler, Pennsylvania at the time,
Butler.
where the later assassination attempt on Donald Trump took place. May 1st, 2025, Richard James Springs of Grand Rapids, Michigan, arrested for threatening on social media a few months earlier. He wanted to rape someone in front of Trump before shooting him in the head. That was his plan. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of threatening to kill and injure, and he's sentenced to 18 months in prison. That's it? That doesn't seem like enough. June 11th, 67-year-old James Donald Vance of Grand Rapids, Michigan, arrested for threatening to kill Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump Jr. through the Democratic platform, Blue Sky. He was on that that medium.
Once again, putting it out there in public.
In the post, he claimed he didn't care whether he was shot by the Secret Service or spent the rest of his life in prison for doing so.
Oh, great.
So not that there's any sacrifice involved in wanting to kill the president, right?
Yeah.
August 25, Natalie Rose Jones, a 50-year-old mentally ill woman from Lafayette, Indiana, posted on social media she intended to kidnap and disembowel Trump with Liz Cheney there to witness it.
Oh, there you go.
What? Are you kidding me? She was motivated to kill Trump, she said, due to her disagreement with Trump's COVID-19 policies.
Oh, of course.
February 22nd, 2026. Okay, you know about this one, right? Austin Tucker Martin, a 21-year-old man from Moore County, North Carolina, snuck past security at Mar-a-Lago armed with a shotgun and gasoline. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Shot and killed by the Secret Service.
Yeah.
This is just now 2 months later. 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen. This is the media dinner. An academic tutor and a video game developer from California ran past the security checkpoint. We all saw this recently. Fired one shot, hit a Secret Service agent. He tripped and fell. He was immediately subdued, arrested. We have a picture of that clown, and there he is.
Yeah.
They read his manifesto, and they found out that his plan was to kill Trump. Because he wrote it down so that everybody would know. Now, there's one more. A car wash facility, this is less than 30 days ago, a car wash facility in Apex, North Carolina was evacuated after a witness noticed an SUV parked in front of the facility with threats against Trump written on the driver's side window, one of which claimed the driver was on his way to Washington, D.C. to kill him. The driver, identified as 41-year-old Daniel Rodney Swain of Somerville, South Carolina, arrested, charged with resisting a public offender, possession of methamphetamine. Now we know what motivated him.
There you go.
And using a fake license. I mean, this is a list of actual threats documented in how many? Well, he had 2 terms, right? There was about 3 or 4 of them in the first term, and there's been about 7 or 8 in the second term. It's like, what's going on? Is that people's answer to any problems is to kill the guy? I mean, certainly John Wilkes Booth had the whole Confederacy behind him, and he was a Southern sympathizer. And you say, well, who killed Kennedy? Well, the Cubans, the anti-Castro Cubans hated him. The mafia hated him. The FBI hated him. The CIA hated him. And the right side of conservative. So Kennedy had a list of enemies that was unbelievable. But with this whole Trump thing, it's like if he's had this many threats and he's still standing, you got to give him a little bit of credit for at least durability, right? Some kind of a durable thing. No, and as a person who's still alive, personally, no one's trying to assassinate me, Smitty.
Not yet.
Not lately.
Give him time.
No one's trying to do that. And I'm just happy to be alive. How about you?
How happy are you, Mike?
I'm so fucking happy I could dance the Irish jig in the middle of Main Street. But Joe and Jerry want to, they're appreciating being alive too, Joe and Jerry.
Yeah.
Now the careers might be dead, but my career certainly is. But Joe and Jerry are happy just to be alive, and they would like to celebrate being alive like Smitty and I do.
Thank you.
Joe, Jerry? Now this song, of course, 1970s. A group called Rare Earth. Rare Earth, Joe. Aren't we fighting with Greenland over that? Haha, good one. I put my faith in the people, but the people let me down. So I turn the other way and I carry on anyhow. That's why I'm telling you, I just want to celebrate. Yeah. Another day of living, Joe. Yeah, I just want to celebrate another day of life. Had my hand on a dollar bill at Shaw's. The dollar bill flew away. But the sun is shining down on me and it's here to stay. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, I just want to celebrate. Yeah. Another day of living. Yeah. I just want to celebrate another day of living, yeah. I just want to celebrate another day of life. Life! let it turn you around and around and around and around and around, Joe. Dizzy. Turning around. I can't be bothered with sorrow. I can't be bothered with hate. No. Using up my time by feeling fine every day. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I just want to celebrate. Oh, yeah. I just want to celebrate another day of life. Oh, yeah. I think the words are celebrate, Joe, not masturbate. Caught me again, True. Don't let it turn you around and around and round and around and around and around and around and around. Song's kind of stupid now. I'll keep going, Joe. Round, round. Like my waistline. Good one, Joe. This is psychedelic. I feel like I'm tripping on acid. White lightning. Purple haze. I just want to celebrate. I just want to celebrate. I just want to celebrate too. I said, I just want to celebrate, Joe. Let me have that line, please. I just want to celebrate. I said it first. Well, I said I want to celebrate second, so take a fucking long walk off a short porch, peckerhead.